अपाम सौम्य पीयमानानाम योनिमा स ऊर्ध्व समुदीशति स प्राणो भवति तेज सौम्यश्यमानस्य योनिमा स ऊर्ध्व समुदीशति सा वाग् भवति अन्नमय गुंहि सौम्य मन आपोमह प्राणस तेजोमयी वागिति भूय एव मा भगवान विज्ञापेत्विति तथा सौम्येति होवाच अपाम सौम्य पीयमाना of water when it is drunk, O good looking one Somya, yonima, that which is subtle part, sa urdhva samudishati, that rises upward, getting collected together, and that becomes vital force, saprano bhavati. Tejasa of the fire, the greasy items that we eat, Somya, O goodling one, Ashyamanasya, when it is eaten, Yonima, that which is the subtle part, Sa Urdhva Samudishati, that gets corrected and moves upward. Sa Vag Bhavati, that becomes the organ of speech. Annamay Gamu Somya, O goodling one, as and because it is so, therefore, this mind is made up of food. Apomaya Prana, the vital force is made up of water, and Tejomayi Vak, the speech is made up of fire. Bhuya eva ma Bhagavan Vidyapatviti. Bhagavan, the Venerable Sir, may you explain to me more over again. Tatha someti hovacha. Let it be so, said his father. To Somya, O good looking one. Bhashyam. तथा अपाम सोमे पीयमान नाम योनिमास ऊर्ध्व समिति सब प्राणो भवति इति नथिंग न्यू द मंत्र आई बीइंग रिटन बैक एवमेव खलु सौम्य सिमिलरली ओ गुड लुकिंग वन तेजसो अश्यमानस्य योनिमा दैट प्रोडक्ट्स ऑफ फायर व्हेन ईटन योनिमा द subtlest part ऊर्ध्व समिति सा वाग् भवति दैट राइजेस अपवर्ड्स collecting together and they become the organ of speech. Annamayami somi mana apomaya prana. O goodling one, as and because it is so, therefore this mind is made up of food, that means earth. Apomaya prana, the vital force made up of water. Tejomaya vak iti yuktam eva maya uktam. This is added in the Bhashikara. What I have said is truly logical. Itviprayo, the idea is this. Atah aptejasor astu etat sarvam evam. But now, what is in the mind of Shweta Gita? Why is saying again here? Bhuya ma Bhagavan Vijyapetu. Why? For that, the Bhasha is giving the cause here. He is accepting two things. Because he sees in the external world that a person does not drink water properly, out of thirst, a man dies. Then it is very clear. Apomaya, water, prana. The vital force made up of water. There is no doubt in it, he says. And the speech also, he sees, because he had been in Gurukula. All their Samvedi parties were there. They were drinking a lot of clarified butter, ghee, and chanting. He knows without the greasy items constitute this organ of speech. Therefore, he says, in these two matters, I have no doubt. Aptejasor astu etat eva sarva. What all you said regarding the water and fire, its products, and its becoming its subtle part, becoming such a thing. All that I do accept as you have said. There is no doubt in it. The made up of water and fire, as you said, are exactly correct. Manastu, tu means but. About this mind that you are telling, वो हजम नहीं होता है बात. That I am not able to digest. The food becomes mind. I can't understand that. मनस्तु अन्नमयमित्यत्र नैकान्तेन मम निश्चयो जातः. But I am not able to get a firm conviction that the mind is made up of food alone. अतः, therefore, भूय एव मा भगवान मनसो अन्नमयत्वं दृष्टान्तं विज्ञापयति. Therefore, may the Venerable Sir make me understand this point with an example. Tatha Swameti ho vacha pita. Let it be so, replied the father. What did he reply then? षोडशकलः सौम्यपुरुषः पंचदशाहानि माशीहि काममपः पिब आपो मह प्राणो न पिबतो विच्छेद्यत इति षोडशकलः सौम्यपुरुषः. Oh goodling one, this person constitutes of 16 parts. A person has 16 parts in him. To realize this, you have to understand how this is said. He says, 15 days, panchadasha ahani ma ashihi. Ashihi means don't eat, eating. Ashihi, eating. And don't eat for 15 days. Don't take any food. Kamam apa piba. Drink water as much as you like. Don't eat anything else, no fruits, no milk, nothing. You can drink only water for 15 days. Apo mahe prana. Why you are letting me to drink water? Yeah. He's asking why you stopped eating food. He said don't eat food. And Vishnu said don't drink water also. Total upavasam 100%. I said no. Because I've already said apo mahe prana. This vital force is made up of water. Na pibato. And a person who does not drink water, vichhetsyata, this vital force will depart from him. It will leave his body and go. That means he will die. Therefore, I am asking you to drink water. Drink water as much as you like. And you want to realize how mind is annamaya. Therefore, don't eat anna. Don't take any type of solid food or any type of such food which can help you in nourishing the mind. Take only that much which will nourish your prana. That means only water. Annasya bhuktasya anishtho dhatu. The subtlest part of the food eaten by us. Sa manasi shakti madhat. That restores or establishes a special energy in the mind. So, that subtlest part, anishto dhatu, yo anishto dhatu sa, manasi shaktim adhat, that will establish some special type of energy in the mind. Sa, that shakti, that energy, anna upachita, that energy which is an output of food, manasa shakti, becomes the energy of the mind. Shodashada prayubhajya. And that shakti which has become a constituent of the mind itself, which is nourishing the mind, giving strength to the mind, vigor to the mind, and which is establishing the mind, that it itself divides into 16 parts. Shodashada pravibhajya purushasya kalatvena nirdidikshita. By dividing itself into certain parts, it is intended to show here, nirdidikshati, it is intended to show that those parts put together becomes this person. Purushasya kalatva nirdidikshati. It is intended to show that those parts are the parts of a person. That means the mind's energy, the energy of the mind, dividing it into 16 parts, constitutes the whole person itself. If those 16 parts of the energy of the mind does not exist, the person does not exist. The mind is a man. That means to say in direct words, mind is man. No mind, no man. That's how you have to take care. Because, why he is saying so? Taya manasi annopachitaya shaktya shodashaya prabhibhaktaya sanyuktaha. Because this person is associated with that energy. Taya manasi annopachitaya, that energy which is the product of food and which was established in the mind. That energy dividing itself Shodashada Pravibhaktaya, the dividing itself into the 16 parts and got associated with this body and mind aggregate. The body, organs aggregate. That's it. Sanyukta Tadvan Karyakarana Sanghat Lakshano Jiva Vishishta. So that established in the mind, nourished there through food and divided into 16 parts. What it does? Tadvan, a person, one person possessing that energy and Jiva Vishishta and soul, along with what? Karyakarana Sanghat Lakshana, the aggregate of the body and organs, is said to be Shodashakala Uchate, is said to be a person with 16 parts. Purusha Shodashakala Uchate. Such a person is only stated as constituting of the 16 parts. Yasyam Satyam, owing to the existence of which a person becomes drashta, a seer, a shrota, a hearer, a mantha, a thinker, a bodha, an intellect, a karta, a doer, and a vijnata, a knower. And not only this, sarva kriya samartha. He becomes able to perform all actions due to this energy which is being established in the mind and is a product of food, which is dividing itself into 16 parts and constituting this whole person. Due to that only, owing to that, we become so. Purusho bhavati. Hiyamanayancha yasya. And on the waning of it, samartyahani syat. The ability is lost. Vakshati cha. And with regard to this, it is stated later also by the text itself. Atha annasya ayai drashta ityadi. Then, when he received the food, he became a seer. In the later part, it will become in the same Shvetiketu Prakarana itself. After 15 days, he will come back. He will be asked, he says, I could not remember anything, I could not recollect anything. Then he says, come on, go back, eat again, come. At that time, it's Annasya, in that month it will come. Sarvasya Karyakarana Sanghas Samartyam Manakritam Eva. See very clear now here. Sarvasya, indeed, Karyakarana Sanghatasya, the ability of the aggregate of body and organs, the ability, the samartyam of all this aggregate of body and organs is due to that energy in a mind. Manah kritameva is due to the mind's energy only. Manasena hi balena sampanna balino drishyante loke. Even in this world also it is seen for those who are endowed with a strong mind. They are seen to be having a strong mind, they are also strong in the world. And Dhyanaharashchikechit and some others are all seen to have meditation only as their food. That is, they are nourishing the mind through meditation and they become very strong. Thereby they work very strongly in the external world also. Daily meditation gives a lot of strength to the mind. Manakritam kechid annesa sarvatmakatva. Then how is it saying that mind is also giving strength without food? He says annesa sarvatmakatva, that anna itself is letting you to do the meditation. Even meditation is a product of anna. That's what I was telling you a few days before. Depends upon the food that we eat. We eat certain foods, we will be sleeping in the class. We eat certain food, we are wandering like anything in the whole world. We eat certain foods, we are concentrated completely. Therefore, the food interaction is there on the mind in such a way that even meditation takes place is also due to the food itself. There's always emphasis on sattvic food. One has to keep a wiggle on our own activity of the mind, which is a result of the food that we did yesterday. Just keep a diary. In that diary you write, on such a day, in the morning at this time, I ate so many biscuits, I took so much tea or coffee or milk or whatever it is. And at such and such time, I ate, what are you ate? Vegetables, which dal you ate, rice, roti, puri, whatever you have eaten. And what time again in the afternoon, in the night, in the evening, this before sleep, and all that. Daily you write. And the next day you write on the other side of the paper, of the page, one side you write this, timings and that. Next day, same timings, whatever your mind state. Go on writing that. If you write, maintain a diary of 1 month like this completely, then we can very easily realize which things has a bad effect on me. What should I not eat? You can decide. Otherwise, we are eating and eating, we don't know at all which is creating tamoguna, which is creating rajoguna, which is creating what. We are not able to think about it at all.
But we have all three gunas.
Huh?
We have all three gunas.
We may have all three gunas, but these things activate one particular guna.
Like more, tamo,
Yes, because even those things also have all the three gunas, but one is predominant, and that predominant guna of that particular thing will make activate here also the same guna in your body, and that will affect the mind directly. Everything is trigunatmaka, no doubt, but one guna is predominant one thing, and that activates in your mind also, because mind is also trigunatmaka. If a rajaguna pradhana item is eaten, that will affect on your mind and you create also rajaguna. Then how you are going to decide which thing is rajaguna pradhana for your body? Because a thing, for example, you take a brinjal. For me, it is totally tamoguna. If I eat, I cannot eat at all. I'll get vomiting also. But to other person, it's very tasty and he eats a lot. And is subject, but that does not affect his mind at all in any way. And you can see another person who eats and becomes rajaguni. Because the thing is not most important. The effect of it on you with the body. The same thing affects for different bodies. Depending on the body constitution is different. From childhood, how it has been brought up. Depending on the body constitution, these things affect on that particular body. Different thing which is sattvic for me cannot be sattvic for you. So that has to be judged properly. For this we say maintain a diary. Then only we can recognize which thing is sattvic for me, which thing gives a sattvic effect, which is a rasic effect, which is giving a tamasic effect. And then we can stop intake of tamoguna and rajoguna items. Take maximum as much as possible the sattvic items, then your mind and heart and everything becomes sattvic, pure, and smriti and all things will get automatically. So this is why this is mainly in Shivananda's book, he very much emphasizes to maintain a diary regarding food and mind. He says, you write both. On one page, write the food, the other page, you write the mind. How the mind was the next day. On 15th of December, you've eaten these things. On 16th of December, you see what were the reactions of the mind. How much time it was sattvic when you got up, how much it was rajasic, how much it was tamasic. You have to write it. Then only we can compare things and decide. So here it's very clear कि everything, he says, मानसेन ही बलेन संपन्ना बलन दृश्यन्ते लोके ध्यान आरासि केचित्. The question arises then, if food, meditation itself is food, for some people you say, then he says, no, annas sarvatmakatva. Since food takes all the forms. Ato annakritam manasam viryam. Therefore, he says, annakritam manasam viryam. Hence, the mental power is created by the food. That itself divides into Shodchakala Yasya. Thus, a person possessing of such a mental power with divides into 16 divisions and activates this body mind aggregate, body and organs aggregate in a proper way. Soyam, such a person is called as Shodchakala Purusha, a person possessed of the 16 parts. Etat chet pratyashikartum ichasi. And if you would like, desire to have a direct experience of this statement, what I am saying, then what you have to do? He says, Panchadasha Sankhya Kani Ahani. 15 in number days. Ma ashihi, ashanam ma karshihi. Do not eat any type of food. But kama michhata, as much as you like, apa piba, you drink water. Yasmat na pibato apah te prano vichechyate. Because if you don't drink water, then surely your vital force will depart from your body. Vichedam apatsate, will get separated from your body. Yasmat, being far, I have already stated before, iti avochama. What had you said? Apo mayo abhikara praniti avochama. Apo means avikara. This is a product of water. What is a product of water? The vital force is a product of water. This is what I have stated before. नहीं कार्यम स्व कारणोपष्टंभ अंतरेण विष्टंभम अंतरेण अविभ्रश्यमानम स्थातुम उत्साहते. Because he means because karyam, a product, swa karanopashtamba mantrena, without the support of its own cause, avibhrashyamanam statum nautsate, will not be able to sustain at all. Statum satum, sustaining, to be existing, continuance of existence of the product without the cause cannot happen at all. Just like without the threads, can there be a cloth? No. Once the thread cease to exist, that without the support of the threads, a cloth cannot exist at all. It cannot sustain itself. That's what it's saying. Karya. Similar it is here. Because vital force is what? It's a karya. It's an effect. It's a product of water. And no water means no vital force, that is why. No threads, no cloth. What is this? So, nahi karyam, nahi we can tell in the end, nahi statum utsahate. Always with kriya pada. Karyam, the product, swakarna upastambham mantrena. Swakarna, the cause of itself, without the support of the cause of itself. Antrena means without. Without the support, upastamba, of its own cause. Without the support of its own cause. Avibhrashyamanam, without being destroyed, sthatum nautsate, it cannot sustain itself, it cannot continue with existence. Avibhrashyamanam, without getting destructed, sthatum nautsate, it cannot continue existence, it cannot sustain. Therefore, you have to drink water to be alive. Saha panchadashahani नाशाथ हैन उपसाद किम रविभो इति ऋचा स्वमेजुंषि सामानीति सहोवाच न वै मा प्रतिभान्ति भो इति. He could not recollect anything. Sah, with all curiosity to experience very strictly, he followed the orders of the father and did not eat anything for 15 continuous days. 15 continuous days. That's more important. Not 15 days only. Such a panchadashahani na ashatha, did not eat at all. Hainam upasasada. Then he came and approached his father. Kimbri bho, and said, what shall I speak of? What shall I say? The father says, Richaswami, oh good looking one, come on, chant some, recite some mantras of Rigveda, or Yajurveda, or Samveda, or anything what you can. He says, Vacha, he said, Navaima Pratibhanti Bho. Her mind is blank, nothing I could understand or recollect, remember. He says, Na Pratibhanti, nothing flashes in my mind. He says, Pratibha is flashing here. They indeed do not flash in my mind. Bho is sir. Bhashyam. Saha evan shrutva, he having heard so, manaso annamaitam pratykshikartum icchan, being desirous of directly experiencing that the mind is made up of food. What did he do? Panchadashahani na asha means nasha means ashanam na kritavan. Nasha means ashanam na kritavan. He did not eat any type of food for complete 15 days. Atha, then Shodashi Ahani, on the very 16th day itself, ha, enam, surely, enam, to him is to whom? To his father, Pitram Upasasada. He approached his own father. Upagatava, went close and sat in front of his father. Upagamya chauvacha, having approached and sat, he said so. What? Kim brivibho iti. Oh sir, what can I speak of? What shall I say? Itara, the other, the father said, Richa Somya, Yajunshi Samanya Adhishwaiti. Recite some mantras from Rigveda or Yajurveda or some Samaveda, O good looking one. Eva Muktaha, having been said so, told so, Pitra, by the father, Aha, the son Shvetaketu says, Navaima, mom. Rigadini pratibhanti, mama manasi nadrishyante. This Rik, etc., which you are asking, none of them do I remember. They are not flashing in my mind. I am not able to recollect in my mind. Nadrishyante. I am not able to see in the mind, this is directly. Manasi nadrishyante. Ityartha. This is the meaning of Pradna Pratibhanti. Hey bho Bhagavan iti. Oh sir, I am very sorry and I am not able to remember anything of what you are asking. Tamhovacha यथास्वम महतोव्याहितस्यैको अंगाः खद्योतमात्र परिशिष्ट स्यात् तेन ततोपि न बौधेत् एवं स्वमिति षोडशानां कलानां एका कलाति शिष्टा स्यात् तयैतत्तर्हि वेदान् नानुभवसि अशानाथ मे विज्ञास्यसीति. Tamhovacha, to him he, the father, said, Somya, O good looking one, yatha महत्वव्याहृतस्य एकोंगार खद्योत मात्र परिशिष्टस्य, just like a big fire being set ablaze with all fuel at last got extinguished, and what was left over? An ember, a single ember. Mahato abhyahitasya, a big fire was set ablaze with all fuel. Eko angaraha, one single ember. Of what size? Khadyotamatra, of the size of a firefly. Jugnu, that lies in the light in the night, we see the bulb light going on. That's called the firefly in English. Just like the firefly, of that size of a firefly remains as a residue. And what can it do? That ember, can it burn a lot of things? He says, Tena tatopi, by that single small ember, it cannot even burn of its own size also. On one ember, you put a similar thing, any one small paper on it also, it can't burn properly. Na bahudahi, therefore it cannot burn much. Evam, similarly, in this way, also good looking one Somya, they of yours also, Shodashakalana, of the 16 parts. What is remained? Eka Kalasishta remains as a residue, only one single part. That means in your mind, only little mind strength is left over. All the strength is gone. Because you have not eaten food. Adishishta syat. Taya, through that single part, a little of energy, tarhi Vedan nanbhavasi. Therefore now you are not able to experience, remember, recollect any of the Vedas, any of the mantra of the Vedas. Therefore, Ashana, come on, go and eat food. Atha me vijnasi. Then you will be able to understand me, what I have said. Evam muktavantam pidaha. To him who had spoken of this, the father said, Shrano, hear. Tatra karanam, the reason for that. Yenate tani rigadini na pratibhanti. Why those Vedas you could not remember? The reason for that, listen from me. Tam hovacha iti. Tam hovacha. Keeping this in mind, he said, that father said to the sun Shvetiketu. Yatha loke, as in this world, he Somya, O good looking one, Mahato, Mahat Parimanasya, big fire, Abhyahitasya, while burning and set ablaze, Upachitasya, Indanaihi, and it has been set up, not only set ablaze, but is being well burnt with good fuel also. And that Agnir Ekongara of that fire, when it exhausted automatically, slowly and steadily, what was left over was that an ember, Angaraha, Khadyota Matra, of the size of firefly, Khadyota Parimanaha, was left over as residue of that fire when it is burning, not when it is burning, but Shantasya, when it got exhausted. Parishishta was remaining as a residue, Avashishtasya Bhavet. Tena, by that ember, Angarena, Tathopi, Tat Parimanad Ishadapi, nothing greater than the size of itself, that ember can burn. Nabahude. What to say about it's going to burn much? That's not possible to say. When a thing cannot burn its own size and everything, then how it can burn more than what is its own size? Evam eva kalo. In this way, surely, Somya, O good one, te means tava, of yours also. Annopachitanam shodashanam kalanam, of food, nourished, a product of food, nourished by food, the 16 parts. Eka kala, only one single part, avayavaha, adishishta, remains as a residue, avashishta syat. Taya, by that one part, tvam, you, which is of which size? Khadyot matrangar tulyam, which is just like the size of the firefly. Similarly is your energy at present, very little. Etarri, therefore now, idanim, etari means now. Veda nanubhavasi, you are not able to remember a single mantra of any Veda. Na pratipadyase, you are not able to recall any of it. Shrutvacha me, mama vacham, and also my words that you have heard, but that also you are not able to remember anything. Therefore, atha ashesham vidyasasi, you will understand in totality. Ashana bhumchuttavat, go and eat food. Then only you will be able to understand totally what do I mean to say. Saha asha adahenam upasasada tam hayat kincha papracha sarvam pratipede. Saha asha, he took food. Atha, then, surely, enam, to him, Upasasada approached. Then he approached his father. Tam hayat kinchapapacha, whatever he asked to him, tam sarvam pratipede, he remembered all of it as it is. Saha tathaiva asha, he took food accordingly, tathaiva, not all the 15 days stuff in one day. Accordingly, slowly and steadily went on eating and developed after 15-20 days. When he felt that, oh, everything perfect now, then he came to his father. Tathaiva asha, bhuktavan. That means asha means bhuktavan. He ate food. Atha, then, anandra, atha means anantram, then. Enam pitram, to him, to his father, Shushrushu, desirous of hearing from his father, Upasasada, he approached. Tamma upagatam putram, and to him, to the son who had come near to him and reached him, approached him, yatkincha rigadishu papracha, grantarupam martajatam va. Whatever he asked about the Rigveda, Samveda, Yajurveda, whatever it is, whether it is a text form or the meaning of those mantras also. Grantarupam arthajatam va. whatever was asked by the Pita, Sashvetiketo, by the father, Sashvetiketo, Sarvam Pratat Pratipede. He could remember each and everything. Rigadi Artato Grantascha. He could remember a whole Rigadi, the mantras as well as the meanings of them. And not only about the Rigadi as I said, you have to add here because whatever I have said also you don't remember he has said in the previous there. Therefore, you have to understand whatever he has given the examples here to make him realize by knowing that Brahman, all unknown is known. All these statements also he recollected. Tamhovacha यथासु महतोव्याहित सैकमंगां खद्योतमात्रं परिशिष्टं तंत्रणैरुपसमाधाय प्राज्वलयेत् तेन ततो अपि बहुदहेत्. Tamhovacha, to him who had thus spoken, the son, the father said, Yathasam, oh good looking one, Yatha mahato abhyayita seka mangaram khadyotam matram parishishtam. Of that big fire which was set ablaze with all the fuel and had got exhausted, a residue of the size of a firefly which was remaining. What do you do to that now? Trinir upasamadhaya. Take some dry grass and all that, put around, slowly blow some air. Slowly what happens? That ember becomes into big fire. Trinir upasamadhaya prajwalayet. Tena tatopi bahudahe. Then it will get the capacity to burn any amount of stuff you put into it. Similarly, it is your condition now. You went on putting food more than 15 to 20 days. You are setting up the energy inside of in the mind more and more and more, correcting energy, establishing in the mind the energy. By that, you are also able to now to learn more and more. Remembering everything, you are able to put more knowledge in your mind too. This is the simile, that's why I stated this. We'll go into the mantra tomorrow.